Good morning. Day 55,
Ooh.
Florida Trail. And we are leaving the town of St. Marks.
Love it so much.
It is a cute little town. So we will almost definitely be back. So we talked to some locals and just talked to one a minute ago too. So it's it's a very sweet little town. It's, let's see, 7:55 a.m. 0.3 miles into our day.
Did a little tourist thing this morning before we actually.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, the camera's a little shaky, so I'm going to turn it around. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we did the little tourist thing. We walked out to see where take a picture of where the trail crosses the river from this side, and then a couple of the little historical signs and things like that. We just checked things out. So on our way out of town, and town is right over there, about a block away. We are leaving it now on a bike trail that heads all the way up to Tallahassee, apparently 16 miles away. So we are just making our way up here. Of course, we're not going to Tallahassee, but we are going to go up here and head over to the town of Medard, and make sure I say that right.
On the first syllable.
And yes, so that's where we're going today. So we have roughly 20 miles or so. We're not entirely sure what it's going to be when we end, just because of a couple of reroutes. So we'll figure that out as we go. Let's see, comfortable night last night. As far as temperature, I think, no, not for you. All right, I thought it was okay. It could have been a little cooler, but I thought it was relatively okay. And it rained a couple of times. Wind picked up once or twice, but it wasn't bad. It was a good, nice night. There's a cool tree there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the fern on it.
Yeah. So that's the plan for the day. I don't think we have any hunts on trail today, and stuff like that. So we are on this bike path for a little while, and then we're gonna have to walk down the highway and down another road to get back on trail because of the first closure. So it won't be overly exciting for the first couple of miles at least. Had some Chuck's Pour Will last night. Yeah, right around town, and kind of just after we got into bed. Again, those little gnats come out. We're now calling them bastards.
Which is not a word that we use lightly.
No, but when they bite you, that's what you want to call them. Well, we jumped into our tent because they start coming out as the sun is starting to go down towards late evening. So we jumped in and we just kind of hung out in there once the store was closed. And but we had a couple of birds almost immediately, like, checking out our tent. They kind of, one even like flew into it, almost landed on top of it. It was really weird. So that was kind of interesting. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. If Miss Joyce kept Bill Lynn's open later than 7, I probably could have chatted with her for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we could have sat and talked with her and the other locals that were sitting in there for quite a while. They were very nice. One of them is the owner of a local Airbnb right along the river. Wakulla Sunset. She pronounced Wakulla slightly differently, so I'm not really sure exactly how to say it, but anyway, there you go. That's our day 55 in advance. So we will check in with you in a little while, hoping to get to town before the thunderstorms do. All right, hope you're having a great day. Crossing the bridge over the Wakulla River, there's a comment about someone seeing manatees, but not sure. Off of the bike path and down the Wakulla Beach Road to reconnect with the trail. Probably another mile or so down the road here, something like that, until we get back to the red line. So it's been a pretty easy morning so far. Bike path and this, so it's been just shy of 2 hours, and we're about 6 1/4 in. So, all right, re-entering, I guess. Assuming we left the National Wildlife Refuge. Yeah, nice. Well, I guess this is us. Yeah, nice little pavilion here. And I guess that's our trail. Forest to our right, swampland also to our left. A very nice, pretty trail ahead. I am loving this. All the cypress down here growing up through. You can see all the knees poking up through the water there. We got these big palms growing up all around. This is gorgeous. And some mosquitoes. They gotta live too, I guess. All right, Florida Trail turns right there, as you can see, and goes back to a section called Cathedral of Palms, if I'm correct, and does about a 2.5 mile loop back through there and comes back out to this road in about a mile or so. We are not going to go back there. This is the high water route. Not that we don't want to see it, for sure, but with all the water that we've had lately, if this is the high water route, we're pretty sure that that's just going to be flooded back there. Apparently the description in the comments say that it is often very muddy and very wet, a lot of water anyway. So we're just gonna stay on the high water route this time. Maybe someday we'll come back and see it when we come back to see St. Mark's.
Yes.
We'll come back out. This is an easy hike to kind of get there, walk that section, and get back out again, just as a day hike. So all right, there is the Florida Trail reconnecting with the Blue Blaze, the high water route that we just took. So yeah, we did just shy of a mile to get around that 2.5 mile section or so. We're going to be on the red line now, Florida Trail, until we have to get off of it again to head up to the town of Medart. Or Medart.
That's another closure.
But that's an official closure. Yes, we have to. We cannot move forward through that section of the Florida Trail for several miles, and I believe that is has to do with hurricane damage, and it's impassable at this point. So that is officially a closed trail at this point. We have to do the blue line. So that's what we're going to do, which takes us right up to the space in Medart that we want to be in anyway. So it works out in our favor. All right, about a mile of road, and now we're getting on trail. Looks like a nice little section of trail here. Traveled and maintained, always nice. We'll have to look up what this is, but boy, does it smell good. And there's a bunch of it over here. Once again, I wish we could share smell with you. Yay, boardwalk. Ooh, a little slippery. Not too muddy down there, but it's easier. It's better to make that call from up here than it is from down there. Thank you, FTA, for yet another bridge. Okay, we have reached the closure at this road, Spring Creek Highway, something like that. The closure doesn't go too much farther than that, but there's no way to get to the other side of it, really, as far as we know. We think it's due to just hurricane damage and trail conditions and probably flooding and all kinds of stuff back through there. So it looks like it's been closed for a while now, possibly even like 2 years, not really sure. So we are going to take this road up to the town of Medart. All right, that road right there behind us is where we will head back down the Blue Blaze to reconnect to the Florida Trail when we get back on trail. We've just came from that way off to the left there, and we are now continuing up here and turning right into the town of Medart, something like that. There's not a lot up here in the town from what we can see. Looks like there's a food truck possibly right across the street up here. We might check that out. There's a Dollar General and a couple other small places like a Circle K and something next to it. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, right up there. Not very far, can kind of see through the trees. And then we are staying at the Best Western, just a little bit farther up. So, all right, we're here in Medart. This the video is actually coming to you the day after we walked in, because my hands were full of food yesterday, and we were trying to run up to the hotel to make sure that we didn't get caught by the thunderstorm. So we are now headed out to resupply. There are two options here. Right here across the street, of course you can't see the sign now, is Rockies, and that's where we're headed now. Looks like a not really grocery store, but a little bit more than a convenience store. And right behind over there, the red roof in the trees, is the Circle K, which is we were in yesterday, and it has a pretty decent resupply. So we're going to go in and use these two here for our resupply for the next couple of days. And there is also, go this way, there's also a Dollar General right over there. Not sure what that, it's not a Dollar General market, so not really sure what the resupply is like. We might check that out depending on what Rockies and Circle K are able to give us. So we will report back on that later.